Hi everyone, the much anticipated audio presentation on Bakassi Peninsula is finally here. Let's dive into the gripping tale of a land where colonial borders, national pride, and rich resources have sparked decades of conflict between Nigeria and Cameroon. This presentation unravels the complex history behind the dispute, the emotional struggle over identity, and the international legal battles that shaped the fate of Bakassi. Whether you are a history enthusiast or simple curious about one of Africa's most contested regions, this is a story you won't want to miss. Disclaimer: this audio presentation on Bakassi Peninsula is created for educational purposes only. It is not intended to incite conflict, rekindle past disputes, or open old wounds. The content is presented to promote a better understanding of historical events and their role in shaping our present. We encourage viewers to engage with the material thoughtfully and respectfully, with the understanding that it aims to contribute to historical awareness and development. The Bakassi Peninsula, the untold story of colonial legacy, national pride, and a contested homeland. The Bakassi Peninsula, a landmass in the Gulf of Guinea, has been a point of contention between Nigeria and Cameroon for decades. Rich in oil reserves and fishing resources, this region's strategic importance has drawn both nations into a complex dispute that has seen legal battles, international arbitration, and deep-rooted historical grievances. The origin of Bakassi Peninsula disputes can be traced back to the colonial era, a period marked by the arbitrary borders drawn by European powers without considering intricate ethnic and cultural ties among the indigenous African populations. In the late 19th century, during the height of the Scramble of Africa, the British and German empires signed agreements demarcating their spheres of influence. The Anglo-German Treaty of 1913 is particularly significant as it defined the borders between British-controlled Nigeria and German, now Cameroon. According to this treaty, the Bakassi Peninsula fell into German territory. However, following World War I, Germany lost its colonies and Cameroon was divided between France and Britain under the League of Nations mandate. The British-controlled part, known as British Southern Cameroon, was administered alongside Nigeria until 1961, when the United Nations organized plebiscite allowed the people of Southern Cameroon to choose between joining Nigeria or Cameroon. The northern part chose to join Nigeria, while the southern part chose to reunite with French-speaking Cameroon. This decision reinforced the historical boundary, placing the Bakassi Peninsula under Cameroon jurisdiction. Despite the historical threats, Nigeria maintained de facto control over Bakassi for much of the 20th century. This control was largely due to proximity of peninsula to the Nigerian coast and the presence of Nigerian nationals who had settled in the region for generations. The discovery of significant oil reserves in the Gulf of Guinea further complicated matters as Nigeria and Cameroon both laid claim to potential lucrative resources. The dispute reached its peak in the 1990s when the skirmish broke out between the Nigerian and the Cameroonian military forces, leading to casualties on both sides. The conflict over Bakassi was not just about the land, it was also about national pride, economic interests, and the welfare of the people living in the region. In 1994, Cameroon took the matter to the International Court of Justice (ICJ), seeking a legal resolution to conflict. The ICJ's deliberation lasted several years, during which both Nigerian and Cameroonian presented historical documents, treaties, and other evidence to support their claims. In 2002, the ICJ delivered a landmark ruling in favor of Cameroon, citing the Anglo-German Treaty of 1913 as the legal basis for Cameroonian sovereignty over Bakassi. The court ordered Nigeria to cede control of the peninsula to Cameroon, a decision that was met with mixed reactions within Nigeria. Many Nigerians, particularly those in the region, felt a deep sense of betrayal and loss. They were concerned about the fate of Nigerian moral nationals living in Bakassi and economic implication of losing access to the peninsula resources. Despite the ICJ ruling, Nigeria was initially reluctant to relinquish control over Bakassi. This reluctance was fueled by several factors: the strong ties between the Bakassi people and Nigeria, the economic stakes involved, and the potential political fallout for the Nigerian government. Many argue that the ICJ ruling did not adequately consider the interests and rights of the Bakassi residents, who identify more with Nigeria than the Cameroon. However, under increasing international pressure and in spirit of maintaining peace in the region, Nigeria eventually agreed to comply with the ICJ decision in 2006. Both countries signed the Green Tree Agreement, which outlined the terms for the peaceful transfer of Bakassi to Cameroon. The handover was completed in 2018, although the process was fraught with tension and uncertainty. The transfer of Bakassi to Cameroon did not mark the end of disputes. Many former Nigerian residents of Bakassi faced difficulties integrating into Cameroonian society, with issues related to language, identity, and access to services. Some choose to relocate to other parts of Nigeria where they were resettled by the Nigerian government, while others remain in Bakassi, facing an uncertain future. The Cameroon's administration of Bakassi has also been challenged by internal and external pressures. The region's resources continue to be a point of interest, and there have been ongoing concerns about the security and the well-being of the peninsula inhabitants. The Nigerian government has periodically revisited the issue, with some politicians and activists calling for renegotiation of the terms of Green Tree Agreement, arguing that the rights of the Bakassi people have not been adequately protected. In conclusion, the Bakassi Peninsula dispute is a reminder of the complex legacies of colonialism and the enduring challenge of nations building in Africa. It highlights how historical territories often made without the consent of the indigenous population continue to influence modern-day geopolitics. The dispute also underscores the importance of international law in resolving conflict. Even such resolution may not always satisfy all parties involved. For Nigeria and Cameroon, the Bakassi Peninsula will remain a symbol of the challenge of reconciling historical grievances with contemporary realities. The hope is that both nations can continue to work together to ensure that the region's inhabitants live in peace and prosperity, regardless of the lines drawn by. Thank you for taking the time to view our audio presentation on Bakassi Peninsula. We are here to guide you on African rich history and development. We encourage you to like and follow us for more exciting historical stories that will keep us informed and empowered. Your support means everything. Thank you.